I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on GBN, we're taking flight into an inspiring memoir. It is called A Burning Desire to Fly. It is written by a terrific author by the name of Colonel Charles Cohn. From his earliest days to the many life experiences that shaped him, the Colonel shares his remarkable personal journey in a way that is heartfelt and captivating. It is a book that is not just a life story, it's an uplifting testament to resilience, passion, and the power of following one's dreams. We're delighted to have this talented author join us here today on the Global Book Network. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his amazing book. The links are below this interview. And a special thanks to Atticus Publishing for helping us put him on TV today. Colonel, thank you so much for joining us here today.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure.
Well, it is such an amazing book, such an amazing life you are living. Talk to us about your burning desire to fly.
Well, when I started, probably about 7 to 10 years old, I started saying I want to fly, and nobody knew how that all came about. I lived in a farm way out in the country, and we didn't have gas or electricity or anything. So, and none of my parents and family had ever gone to even high school. So somehow or another, this came about that I wanted to fly, and
Amazing. And that's a dream you made come true because of the Air Force. Tell us a little bit about your flying aspect of your life.
well, I started out as a Navy pilot. I wanted to be a Navy pilot, and
Mhm.
so I entered the Navy program. And when I got into pre-flight, they quit the war. I scared them all out. And anyway, I I ended up flying seaplanes, which I didn't want to do. I was very upset about that, and went to the officer in charge and said, "Keep my wings. I don't even want them." But he had some sage advice. He said, do the best you can at whatever you're doing, and it'll work out for you. And that was good advice. Anyway, I qualified on the carrier, and I flew PBMs in the Pacific for a couple of years. In my book there, I talk about the one excursion we had going to Manila when we went through two typhoons and lost all communications, and we were given up for lost because nobody heard from us for about 10 hours. And we made it with God's grace because we had no other way of navigating. We lost all our communications equipment, navigation, and everything. And as we were with about 20 minutes of fuel left, like the bow turret uh, sailor said, lights starboard 30 degrees. And that was our Manila. That was where we wanted to be. It was interesting. Anyway, and I had some other experiences with the PBM, and we were in China also at that time. In fact, we were the last Americans out of China, Easter Sunday morning of 1949, and that's when the Chiang Kai-shek went to, I think, Chosin then. It was Taiwan now, but I think it was Chosin. I think that was the name of the island. Um, anyway, then when I came back to the States and got discharged, but the day I was supposed to get discharged, my crew and my roommate were all killed. And I wasn't on the airplane because I was getting discharged, and they were using another airplane. So I ended up taking my roommate's body home to Milwaukee and met his girl standing at the coffin, and we locked eyes and we never unlocked. That was from that point on, and our son was named for him. Uh,
Wow,
yeah.
amazing. An amazing love story was born out of tragedy. Um, your childhood dream of flying, did the real life aspects of it live up to your expectations?
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
And it was. I had to get some money, and we didn't have any money. This is the depth of the depression,
Yeah.
and you know, so we decided to rent 15 acres of the farm next to us, and I raised 15 acres of beans, which gave me the money to start flying. And.
Amazing.
Yeah, and
Amazing.
so, Yeah, I started flying a Piper Cub, 40 horsepower, which is unbelievable with two people flying a Piper Cub off of a farmer's field
Yeah.
with just 40 horsepower. Today, ultralights have 35 horsepower, so that was pretty low. Um,
Amazing.
yeah,
Amazing. So was this Piper Club Cub that you flew before you entered the military?
yes,
Yeah,
and
amazing.
so yes, and just a short time before I went up to enlist in the Navy. And when I went through the process of enlisting in Rochester, after I rode the milk truck up there to Rochester to picking up milk along the way on the farms. Anyway, the last person that I talked to was a psychologist, and he asked me about flying, and I told him I was going to wanted to know why I was learning to fly as a civilian if I was going to be a Navy pilot, and I said I'm going to fly regardless. So he wrote on that form, "A burning desire to fly." And that phrase carried me all the way through every physical that I had. The doctors would say, son, you don't quite meet the requirements here, but I'm going to pass you. But don't expect to pass the next one. And that went on for two years, and that's why I named the book. It was a burning desire. All I
Amazing.
ever talked about was flying. And I used to bore everybody with all my discussions.
Yeah. I think to accomplish anything in life, you have to have a burning desire to do it, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you have to have some ability along the way,
Yeah.
and a lot of help from good Lord.
Mm.
That probably saved me more than anything else, and,
Yeah.
because I didn't qualify. I had hay fever and sinus, and those were disqualifying conditions for all flying. And but anyway, I was kind of a dumb little farm kid, and I answered the questions. Did you have these diseases? And I said, yeah, knowing that it was disqualifying. Excuse me, but I just had faith it was going to go. And looking at other diseases, there was one disease that I had. I didn't know venereal disease, and I went up and asked the little wife, what's this venereal disease? And she said, if you don't know what it is, you never had it. So
That's amazing. Yeah, that's a good one. If you don't know what it is, you never had it, and that's a good thing not to have, that's for sure. What was it like writing your life story? What were some of the favorite parts of your life that you wrote about?
well, I think one of the favorite things, and I don't know why it is, but of my early days on the farm, we were we were poor farmers, and my dad was a sharecropper, and he left school at sixth grade, 13 to work on the railroad, and my stepmother also left at sixth grade. So uh, writing about that and setting a stage for the future, I had complete faith that I was going to go somewhere, maybe a lot of places, and with the Navy and the Air Force. But that's probably what I probably had more fun writing that than anything else. And I'm not a writer.
Well, you're a writer now because you did a great job writing this book. I hear a rumor that you're 99 years old. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yeah.
Well, you look great. I mean, what's your secret? I mean, you look like a man at least 10 years younger, maybe 15 or 20 years younger. What's your secret?
I breathe every day. But I also, I've always kept myself physically in shape. And I go to the gym 3 times a week right now. I have a personal trainer,
Wow.
and we work on it. And that's, I think that's the reason that I'm still around.
Yeah,
And
it's like a car. You got to maintain it. You got to make sure those tires are rotated, that the fluids are changed, and that the wiper blades are changed from time to
yeah,
time, right?
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing, amazing. So this book is really a wonderful gift to your family as well. How have they received it when you told them that you're writing your memoir?
Well, my son was one that got me started on this thing to begin with. And he has a very large family, and I don't think anybody else really knew that we were writing it. I started out with little snippets to him and little installments, I call them, and I think I think when I got to about 20 installments, I decided to write a book, and the rest of the family didn't really know about that, and so they've had a good time reading the book now and finding out things about their old great grandfather. I have 10 great grandkids. And
Amazing, amazing. When
yeah,
do you blow out those 101 candles on your cake? When do you turn 100?
January, in
Okay,
January.
wonderful. Well, I'll wish you a happy birthday in advance of that. Before we leave you today, let me just ask you one more thing about the book. What's another aspect of, we talked about your military life, we talked about your farm life. What's another part of your life that you focused on in the book that you really enjoyed reliving when you wrote it down?
I was trying to um, show that with perseverance, you can do anything, and with dedication and perseverance, I wanted the kids to know that it didn't come easy, but by overcoming all of the little obstacles, which uh, it turns out to be fairly easy, actually. That's what I that's what I really was writing about.
Yeah.
Is because I've got grandkids who want to be a dancer and want to do this or do that, and you know, if they are dedicated to it and they've got some qualifications, that's good. Go for it.
Yeah.
Don't
If
give
they've
up.
got if
Don't
they've
give
got
up.
a burning desire to do it, do it, you know. Generally, your talent lies in what you're interested in. And even if it doesn't, even if you're a Tom Brady, even if you're not a natural, I mean, he was too tall, he was too skinny, he wasn't fast enough, he didn't have a great arm, but he wanted to do it. He had a burning desire to play football, like
Yeah,
you had a burning desire to fly. And I think it's wonderful. And I think that's what's great about us humans is that if we want to do something, if we're determined, if we're disciplined, if we have that perseverance, we can achieve it.
yeah.
So, Charles, Colonel, thank you so much for joining me here today, and thank you for your service.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much. It was my pleasure to serve the country. I served in 3 wars, and I got too old for the rest of them.
Amazing. Amazing. The name of the book we've been talking about today, folks, is A Burning Desire to Fly. It is written by Colonel Charles Cone. It is a moving memoir of life, lessons, and inspiration. Be sure to pick it up. The links are below this interview. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on the Global Book Network.